Hi, I'm Carey Campbell. Welcome to Green TV, the show focused on independent Green Party and Green Party candidates for office and the Green New Deal, eco solutions for the economy. Eco jobs, solar jobs, wind jobs, geothermal jobs, rail jobs, conservation jobs, weatherization jobs. On the show with me today, Kate Alexandrova, along with Steve Pushor. And Steve, did I say it right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks. And on the phone with us is the Delaware Green Party's Bernie August.
And of course, as usual, our fabulous team in the control room, Director Carey Rafter, Happy Garcia, Dylan Taffel, Janet Murphy on the teleprompter, and our beautiful producer, Gail Farrell Parker.
Fantastic. Steve, let's go to you first. And let's talk about green values and living green. Before we came on the air, you were talking about, well, doggone it, that's how you live.
That's correct.
Describe that a little bit.
Well, I think that people that should every day concentrate on being green, and I do that recycling paper, every piece of metal. I go through all the trash. I pick up stuff off the street, or use my play plastic bags, monitor my electricity usage. I drive a hybrid car. I vote green. I'm a scientist. I believe in climate change, that kind of thing.
Well, Stephen, I hear a lot from people that, there's only so much I can do, and it's so little. How does it even make a difference?
I believe in mathematics, and every little bit counts. And if everybody does it, it all adds up.
Steve, let's find out a little bit about you, where you grew up, and how long you've been living in this neck of the woods, and where'd you go to school?
I went to school at Indiana University and Purdue University.
And grew up?
Indiana and Virginia.
So you've been here. Where in Indiana? I know that neck of the woods.
Indianapolis area.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Absolutely. And you've been in Virginia?
Since about mid-'80s.
Mid-'80s. So you've seen a lot of the political action, and you've seen the creation of the Green Party since you've been in Virginia, and the creation of the Independent Green Party, and our famed Gail Farrell Parker on the ballot down there where you live in the Mount Vernon district. Now, the Independent Green Party is trying to talk you into being a candidate for 2015. And what are the chances of that?
100%.
100%. Well, we're happy about that.
Oh, is that an official announcement?
100%.
100%. Yes. Thank you, sir. It's time to shake your hand at this point, really. Thank you. Well, we're thrilled about that, and we want everybody to know what it takes to get on the ballot if you want to be an Independent Green Party candidate for state office or local office in 2015, and there is ample opportunity. Virginia will elect 100 members of the House of Delegates in 2015. To get on the ballot for that, you need 125 valid signatures. That usually means collecting about double that number. It usually takes you about 40 hours to do that, going door to door. For state senate, we'll elect 40 state Senate members in 2015. That takes 250 signatures, and you usually need about 500. So it'll take you a couple of weeks to get out there and meet the neighbors and collect the signatures for that. And of course, all the Board of Supervisors across Virginia, especially Fairfax, Arlington, have elections in 2015. The Independent Green Party is dedicated to more candidates and less apathy, and dedicated to helping folks get on the ballot. Some of the issues, Steve Pushor, that when you run for House of Delegates, I guess it'll be, some of the issues you'd like to focus on and provide positive solutions for?
Well, I think rail's a big issue, and also people using bicycles and things of that nature, conservation. I like solar, change people's habits, educate people to start thinking about conservation. And global warming is hitting us hard, and our children and our future's children. So it's a big picture out there. serious picture, and we need to start thinking more green.
Of course, down in the area where you are, the Independent Green Party has long advocated for Metro Rail to Fort Belvoir, light rail down Route 1, building the Cameron Station, Virginia Rail Express stop, and the Potomac Metro Rail Station stop. All of these things, of course, every dollar invested in rail creates $20 of economic benefit. Do you get plenty of use out there? Well, I think from where you live, you can walk right over to the Hunting Metro Rail.
I personally did not have a car for 3 years and rode the rail, so Metro for a good period of time. So I love Metro and I love doing it on the rail, and it's community activist type of thing. It's the way, it's a lifestyle choice, you know, rather than stuck in Washington traffic.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks, Kate. Let's bring Bernie August into this now, the Delaware Green Party candidate for Congress. Bernie August, welcome to Green Party, Independent Green Party, Green TV. Bernie, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in Wilmington, Delaware, and I'm 62 years old. I had been an environmental and anti-war activist for about 25 years, and it's ingrained in my system to care and to fight the piracy of the abuse of our environment and our life. I did cut my teeth early on in the anti-nuclear movement, and I'm still very much involved with that.
Bernie, tell us, Bernie August with us now, Delaware Green Party. Bernie, tell us about some of the great Green Party candidates that you've had on the ballot in 2014 and the Green Party candidates that you're looking forward to having on the ballot in Delaware in the coming year. The news, by the way, Bernie, and I'm sure you noticed this, that the Green Party now at midterm across the United States, really one of only 4 national parties in the United States, is at its strongest level in history. On more, this is according to Ballot Access News, on more state ballots, and that means major party status in more states in the United States than ever before. So what are you doing to build the Green Party there in Delaware, Bernie?
Well, I'm with you on finding the correct candidate. Also, too, is maintaining ballot access, so we have the option of having the Green Party on the ballot. I've been doing that in Delaware now for well over since we started the party officially in 1999 when I was on a coordinating council. This year we had one of the best slates probably, as far as I'm concerned, and not to make anybody else jealous, but in the whole United States. We had a wonderful Attorney General candidate named Catherine Devanagandi. She just came to us from the Democratic Party and was working under the AG's office and quit her job to run for the Green Party AG position. And then we had Andy Groff running for U.S. Senate.
Bernie, before you shift over to Andy, just about Catherine, phenomenal Green Party candidate indeed. She had worked 14 years as the Assistant Attorney General in Delaware, and at the very last minute, and that's something that was fascinating in that process, how each state has different requirements for ballot access and when a candidate can declare. I was amazed when Catherine declared and why she declared she was running as a Green Party candidate for Attorney General, and that is that she felt compelled because the 2 larger party candidates, and I'm quoting her now, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bernie, that the Green Party candidate, Catherine, said that the 2 other candidates were saying stuff that the Attorney General should do that would be illegal. And this from a woman who for 14 years was the Assistant Delaware Attorney General. Is all of that correct, Bernie?
100%.
Just a phenomenal candidate. How, describe to us just a little bit more about that before you, and of course the Senate candidate, Andy Groff, great too. Tell us a bit more about that.
Well, pardon me, I just sneezed.
You sure? Bless you.
Anyway, sorry, this is my life. Andy Groff ran in 2010 against Tom Carper, and he decided to run against Chris Coons this year.
What's Andy Groff, the Green Party candidate in Delaware for U.S. Senate? A bit about his resume, Bernie August?
Yes, he ran a multi-million-dollar company that would design skate shoes. He was in the shoe business for years. And
So a successful businessman by any measure, the Green Party candidate for U.S. Senate in Delaware.
by any measure.
Mm-hmm.
And so I met Andy actually through the occupation. He was one of the occupiers.
So here's a successful businessman down there with you in Occupy Delaware when you first met, and you recruited him to run as a Green Party candidate, Bernie August?
Yeah, we kind of did. He's an adjunct professor teaching over at the local community college, and during the occupation he would come up and we would work together on trying to keep the camp going. And then as we were getting ready to fold up, he says, okay, are we going to run for office, or are we going to sit here and pick our noses? And I said, no, we're running, let's run.
Fantastic. That is fantastic. Are there other candidates that you want to mention, Bernie August, Delaware Green Party?
Yes, I do. We had a super mayor candidate named Dr. Amy Rowe.
Medical doctor, Bernie, or a PhD?
She's got 4 doctorates, PhDs, in environmental sciences and policy and energy. And we had a great big problem with the University of Delaware trying to build a major natural gas plant in the middle of downtown Newark. And it seemed to have galvanized the local citizens and all the environmental groups, plus the Greens. And then, as a result of that, she decided to run for office as mayor. With 6 candidates running for that office, we only lost that election by 100 votes.
Whoa, that's a heartbreaker, Bernie, but what a great performance. Any other Green Party candidates in Delaware that you would like to salute now?
Well, let's see. There is also David Chandler. He was our statewide treasurer. He ran for the first time. He got a substantial amount of votes. All of us really did well in this election. I didn't lose a vote from 2012. I increased by 800 votes. Andy picked up 1,500 more. Catherine got 10,000. It was just amazing first-time runs for everybody.
Bernie August with us on Green TV today. Kate Alexandrova here. Steve Pushor, just declared independent Green Party candidate for House of Delegates in 2015. Bernie August, you've heard us say that Virginia is having local and state elections in 2015. What kinds of opportunities will the Delaware Green Party see in 2015, Bernie August?
Well, there are school board elections coming up. They're always kind of like every 2 years. But, again, I'm going to run for office myself again in 2016 against, John Carey. And I will have to take a look at the slate as for who's going to be running again, because since the senators and will be the governorship and, lieutenant governor, treasurers, it's a usual 4-year cycle for that. A lot of state senators will be up again, and of course every 2 years, like the federal offices, the state House of Representatives run for offices too.
Bernie, if you get elected, what would be your first action?
Boy,
Bernie August, Green Party.
I know you are a huge opponent of multinational corporations and banks.
Right.
And you have a lot of problems with the way they run business.
Yes, absolutely.
So what's your agenda as far as this issue goes?
What are your positive solutions, Bernie August?
Well, part of my solution would be I would just love to throw the the banksters in jail for their fraud.
Oh, God, that should do it.
Well, you mean, you're going back to 208 now, Bernie August?
Yes, I am. We are
Credit
still
default
starting
swaps
from
on
that, and we are going to have another crash coming. And it's bad, and Delaware is like the headstone of it all.
Grounds is, so Delaware, most of us know about you have those special credit card laws and all that over there. That's why they all flock to Delaware. Isn't that right, Bernie August, of the Delaware Green Party?
That's right. I lobbied against that 1989 Banked Act. I've been an activist in the state for a long time on all issues. But we worked very hard with the Citizens Tax Coalition to try to get that defeated. But the big financial powers in Delaware are as bad as they are in Washington when it comes to manipulating. We're dealing with ALEC, and we're dealing with all the different conservative, big money institutes here, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and they're all for the 1%ers. So, this is where I and the Greens are in Delaware. We fight the progressives. We fight these 1%ers and their manipulations of our local legislators and things like that on all issues.
Bernie, I think we have a question from our independent Green Party candidate for Virginia, Mr. Stephen Pushor, for you. So, please.
I'm with you on the Occupy, and just a question, what's going on with wind power in Delaware?
Well, that's been held up. The wind power issue, I have to kind of pat myself on the back for this one. Actually, this is actually how the Green Party got started in Delaware, was over the electrical demobilization laws they put back in the 90s. And so as a citizen activist, I became an intervener, and the Green Party got together and said, okay, we're going to put 5 people as interveners in. And since I had prior experience in doing such interventions, I stuck it out for 2 years and got what you call the Renewable Energy Portfolio Standards to be sure that the local monopolies had to buy 25% of their grid power from renewable energy resources. And then after that, there was a whole big thing about having the Blue Water wind farm off the coast of Delaware by 11 miles, and it was always looking so good. And then by the time ALEC and the other fossil fuel industry people got involved with the legislators down there and got a hold of the governor and the PSC, we're kind of back about 10 years now with the advent of them pushing all this fracked natural gas down into Delaware and combined natural gas combustion power plants. And but we're still fighting for that, and we are still pushing for getting more of the renewable energy portfolio standards up to from 25 to 35%. And I'm a solar producer in my house myself, so I got federal and state subsidies so I could get the solar panels on my house. And but I'm not getting paid anything for my excess electricity anymore. I'm sure Carey knows about that. But that's not getting that nice big check you used to get. Now it's practically nothing for your excess electricity.
You're watching Green Party, Green TV. I'm Carey Campbell here with Kate Alexandrova and Steve Poirier. Say it right this time, Steve.
Pushor.
Pushor.
Sure.
Oh, sure.
This is all very impressive, what we've just heard, Bernie. But what about them railroads? Because I have big news here from Philadelphia, where 2,000 passenger trains move 75,000 riders daily between Washington, D.C. and Boston. And Philadelphia is actually considering high-speed rail.
We need that.
Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. That was part of my platform. In Delaware, we had 2 major Amtrak yards, and I think it would be an awesome idea to do that. We have the trains they have now are because of the rail systems themselves, they can't go as fast as they can because they don't have fast enough rails to hold the trains they have now. So we're going to need a total infrastructure rebuild on their rail systems for travel, for passenger rail. I think we should take one step further and let's get on with the megalev trains. We can bypass this rail stuff. The technology is there now for megalevs.
Well, there's more to it actually, because Texas Department of Transportation is considering high-speed rail as well to connect to the private company's planned bullet train from Dallas to Houston.
Correct.
And they also studying the cost and feasibility of creating a high-speed rail network that could run from Mexico, all the way from Mexico to Oklahoma, and connect several of the state's biggest cities with the nationwide high-speed rail corridors. I think this is going to be big.
Well, and there's also, Bernie, affecting the Northeast corridor, the Japanese, of course, and we've talked about this on Independent Green Party Green TV before, wants to build a Northeast maglev with the first leg of it underground from Washington, D.C. to Baltimore, which would be only 15 minutes for building that, taking that trip. I want to shift now to talking about your congressional campaign, Bernie, as a Green Party candidate in 2016. And let's talk about, of course, all legislation for appropriations begins in the House of Representatives by law. And in 2015, the U.S. federal budget, according to the Treasury Monthly Statement, was $3.5 trillion. That was what was spent. And of that 3.5 trillion, I just said 3.5 trillion, 605 billion, there we go, was spent on the military.
Right.
The deficit for fiscal 2014, only 485 billion. Bernie, when you're elected as a Green Party fellow to Congress from Delaware, what would you do differently in that federal budget?
Well, first off, of course, Delaware is only one vote. I don't have the large district. I'm an at-large delegate. I would do everything possible, and I would not compromise my feelings about this. I expressed this many times during this last election cycle and the election cycle before in 2014. I would want to cut the military budget at least by 45% and start getting on with the peace process and stop these resource wars, which is what this, to me, as far as I'm concerned, we're like in a World War III over resources, and we need to stop burning fossil fuels. We have to get on with local economy. I'm not for this massive globalization. I'd like to see different treaties come to an end. I'm against this Trans-Pacific Partnership and the TTIP, Transatlantic International Trade Partnerships. But the war, the machine of war has to be cut out.
Oh, all right. Today, the leader of the Green Party in the United Kingdom, Natalie Bennett, was interviewed in the International Business Times, where that Green Party leader, Natalie Bennett, said the Green Party is adding 1,000 new members a day in the United Kingdom. An opinion poll by the same Time magazine, the UK Times, showed that 55% of folks in the UK want to see the Green Party included in the crucial 2015 debates that are forthcoming. Bernie, what other positive Green Party solutions can you offer?
You have to have the faith. Just by running for office statewide or any local office-wide, you stand on a certain moral principle. Of goodness, faith, focus of the future. And And it's great to be part of the worldwide Greens. They're in 71 countries, and I am so happy and proud to be part of that.
Bernie, let's look forward now to beyond even 2015 to 2016. There are at least three folks who are in discussion right now as possible Green Party candidates for president. And one of the larger parties, just yesterday, had one of their folks announce an exploratory committee. Who, Bernie, I'll name three, and if you want to throw another Green Party name out there, or if you want to throw another Green Party name out there, Steve or Kate, please do. Dr. Jill Stein. Of course, all folks involved in the Greens had praise for the positive, optimistic, inclusive campaign that Dr. Jill Stein, as a Green Party candidate for president in 2012, ran. Then, also being discussed is the possibility that U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders might run as a Green Party candidate. And of course, folks have always wanted, here in Virginia, the independent Greens have always enjoyed Mike Bloom. What do you think, Bernie?
Well, that's a tough call for me right now.
Wrap it up? Oh, Bernie, I'm sorry. I gave you a long question, but they're telling me here we got to go.
Oh, okay.
Bernie August, Green Party Delaware, thank you so much for joining us. Steve Puryear, thank you so much for being on the show. Thanks for being running as an independent Green Party candidate. Kate.
Thank you.
Kate.
Thank
Alexandrova.
Another amazing experience.
Thanks. Do we have time to thanks everybody in the control room?
That's
No,
it.
they're telling us to cut.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time on Green TV.
Thank you. Thank you.